All right, everybody, and welcome to the Original Rebels Racing Network. I'm Patrick up here in the booth with my good friend Jamie, and we have the Fight Like a Man 100 from Homestead Miami Speedway, and we are well into qualifying at this point in time. And right now, we've got Jonah Colbert sitting on top of the leaderboard with a 33.38, with Garrett Kinder closely behind him, sitting second right now at a 33.433. And then Jeremy Breholt at a very close 33.47. So it should be a pretty tight race this evening. What are you seeing out there, Jamie?
Yeah, it looks like we're in for a good one again tonight with this ARCA series. They've put on a good show all the previous four races. This is now race 5 out of 8. So looks like it's going to be pretty entertaining. Close field, and I'm sure the trend's going to continue that we're going to see comers and goers. So Jonah's at the top right now, but don't count out some of these guys that are towards the back. They're going to be coming to the front in a hurry.
Yeah, we've definitely got a cool track temperature for this evening at 67 degrees, so there should be a lot of grip out there this evening for these guys. But watching practice and everything, it seems like a lot of guys are struggling with a little bit of the loose coming off these corners. We'll have to see how the track temperatures play into this evening's race. We've got 67 laps in these Arca Menards cars, and again, should be an exciting race and a tight field for this evening. We've got about a couple minutes here left until the actual race gets started. But as you can kind of see on screen, we've got the Fight Like Man 100 from Homestead Miami Speedway. Talking a little bit about the Rebels Racing Network and everything that the original Rebels Racing League does. Again, a bunch of great guys and great drivers that go out here and compete every single night of the week, whether it is here in these ARCA cars or just as we finished up later this evening in the Xfinity cars. You look at through the series and what they do. If there's a race, they're definitely going to run it and have a blast with it.
Yeah, good group of guys, and a lot of competition out there, and everybody handles themselves really well. So it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This makes the third week in a row that me and Jamie are up here in the booth calling these ARCA races, and absolutely had a blast watching these guys run around these tracks. And a lot of these guys, race back to back on Friday evenings. You look through the field here, and Jonah Colbert, and Garrett Kinder, and quite a few of these guys like Josh the Jet Oswald and Jesse Nekula, who ended up with a second place finish at the Goat Locker Racing Xtreme Xfinity Series just only a couple hours ago. So a lot of these guys doing back-to-back duty. A lot like me and you, Jamie. Had a great run there in the Goat Locker Racing, Extreme Xfinity Series just about a couple hours ago, and now we're here watching this ARCA race and calling the ARCA race for these guys, and can't wait to see what these guys do, and can't wait to see if Garrett Kinder here can kind of back up what he's done over the past couple of races.
Yeah, Garrett's gonna be tough for sure. He ran strong in the previous race tonight. I think he had a third place finish. He was our winner last week, wasn't he, in the ARCA series?
I believe so. And as we kind of
Yeah.
pull him up here a little bit, and Garrett, if you and the family are listening out there, I think you could probably do a little bit better with that picture you've got uploaded. But still, all in all, we're glad to see your face here on the Rebels Racing Network, and he's been real strong in these ARCA cars. Matter of fact, Garrett is real strong, and no matter what he gets behind the wheel of, in that Extreme Xfinity series hosted by Goat Locker Racing, we've seen him time and time again. While he might not be fast there on that short run, he knows how to save his equipment and he knows how to be there at the end.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy you've always got to keep your eye on. You think you'll have him beat, and the next thing you know, he's past you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, absolutely. As we get ready to take the green flag here, and as they start to take the grid, we'll bring up our starting field for this evening. Jonah Kobler wins the pole in the number 31 with JC Motorsports at a 33.375. Garrett Kinder with Reaper Racing ends up in the second position there in the number 76. Jerry Breholt, which I'm sure we're goofing up his name, but we'll do the best that we can in the number 53. Charles Stevens in that number 88 car in the Big Fish Motorsports, sitting to his outside. Brandon Wallace starting 5th in the 99 car with Double Down Racing. Matt Cleenan out of Florida in the number 21 car starting 6th. Starting 7th, Josh the Jet Oswald in 17 from Full Send Racing. Starting to his outside in the 48 car, Alan Warnecke. Starting 9th, Mike Faith in the Dark Horse Motorsports number 9 car. And starting 10th, Jesse Necula in the number 29 car, doing a little bit of double duty himself. Starting 11th, Spencer Gay in the number 11 car. I almost say quite coincidentally out of Florida. I'm sure JB will enjoy that. And then starting 12th from the Oval Addicts racing team, the number 6 car of Tyler Rice.
All right, then 7th row on the inside, starting 13th, we got number 58, Stephen McDonald, who's outside. We Aaron Adcock in the number 23. In row 8, we got number 71, Eric Balkhalter. It's outside where we've got Todd Schott in the number 426. Row 9, Alex Beath in the number 13, with Ken Leap starting 18th in the number 55. Row 10, Daniel Quinn in the number 67, with Jacob Ellingson starting 20th, number 61. Row 11, we got John Geis, number 36. His outside is Magic Mike Uribe in the 77. Welcome back, Magic Mike. Glad to see you out here, man. Glad you're feeling better. Row 12, we got Dave Jones in the number 10, with Hitman Monzo, Phil Monzo in the 23rd position, driving the number 44 car. Green flag. And row 13.
We are under green. Take off here as we're marching down to the field and all that. We have got a tight battle up front in first place. As Jonah Colbert dives down to the inside of the number 31 Chevrolet. And Garrett Kinder is up there on the outside. There's no issue whatsoever. We got a lot of guys dicing up back to the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And this looks like a repeat of last week. We watched all race long and trying to track down Garrett, and they would swap the lead back and forth. Garrett just seemed to have the longer run speed. I think Jonah wants to get after him this week and get back from not winning last week.
Absolutely. It seems a little bit. We are definitely seeing, and we're under caution. We look back to the and they are still wrecking behind them. Look back through here, and we have got the number 13 car going backwards down the track still at this point in time. Hopefully he'll get that thing turned around. Lap number 2 of 67 here tonight at Miami Homestead Speedway. There he finally gets it swapped around, gets it straightened back up, and away he goes. As we kind of look back here a little bit, he has got a couple cars. Oh, the number 61 car, Jacob Ellingston, is really damaged. That left front is not turning whatsoever, and the whole front end of his car is gone.
Yeah, definitely going to have to use that fast repair early on. That's definitely not something you want to do. But while we're under caution, I'd like to apologize. We took a little too long to get through our starting lineup, so we want to make sure everybody's recognized. And so starting in row 13, we have Eric Santee, the number 81, starting 25th. And his outside starting 26 is Gene Watkinson, the number 111. Apologize, guys. Went to the green faster than we expected you to.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see a full field of guys tonight. We've got 26 cars into the green flag. Again, another phenomenal series that's been put on by the original Rebels Racing League here in the Arkansas Series. And I tell you, JB, some of these guys got to stop coming with these cars sponsored by donuts. And I'm watching the number 10 car right now of Dave Jones, and he's got that White Castle car. And as my dad would always tell me, man, those rat burgers look really good right now.
Yeah, we got a lot of them out here with the food and the snacks and the drinks. Get the Kool-Aid car. I see the 23 car is not racing Krispy Kreme tonight. Now he's got Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
crazy out here with all the food.
And I think what down there in the south, that's Crystals for you all. But up here in the Midwest, that is White Castle for us. And definitely got me hungry again. And hopefully one of these days when Matt Geis tunes into one of our broadcasts, listens a little bit, that he sends us broadcasters a couple snacks here so we can get through this race. But it's yet to happen, Matt, so we're waiting on you.
Yeah, I was told that was fixed after last week, but that hasn't happened yet.
No, not whatsoever. But we'll continue to call this great race, and a lot of great guys up front. With Jonah Colbert still sitting out front in that number 31 Chevrolet. Garrett Kinder, who again I think is really saving his equipment. Saw him run the high line there for those first few laps. I think he's playing the long game a little bit. We got Charles Stevens in that 88 sitting back in third. Jeremy Breholt back in fourth. Only dropped one position there from the start, but again, kind of probably still feeling his call out a little bit. Rounded out our top five is Brandon Wallace.
Yeah, I'm really interested. We'll keep my eye on the Jet. We've watched several of these races now after we've called them, and the Jet is typically not a good qualifier, but yet he always finds his way up towards the front before it's over. Well, this week, started in the top 10. It's interesting to see what he's going to be able to do with a good starting spot, and then if he doesn't have to work so hard to get up there, will he get up there and challenge for this win?
Yeah, that's a great point, Jamie. And, I can always appreciate a guy that runs those red chrome rims. So, Jet, if you're listening, man, take them red chrome rims and get up there and start dicing it up in the beginning. But a lot of times we have to see him fight his way back up to the field for his qualifying runs. But being up here in the top five already, 2 positions up from the starting position, it's going to be really interesting to see what he has for our leaders to see. The lights are out on the pace car, and these guys are anxious to get back to some green flag racing for sure. Definitely have to see how that outside line starts to prevail a little bit longer into the run. We only had a couple of green flag laps there. So as these guys start to figure out how this racetrack is going to treat it for this evening, the pace car is getting ready to drop down. And it'll be on Jonah Colbert to figure out where he wants to restart this race. Get us back under green, Jamie.
And green flag there, he's off. Sounds like he held down until he got to the green flag. But he got a good jump anyways. And it looks like we got to pass Charles Stevens taking over the second place spot from Garrett.
Absolutely. He dove down to the inside there, was able to get a good run. Garrett got a strong run off the 2 and dives back down to the inside of Charles Stevens going into 3. Not real sure if he's going to be able to clear him or not. Pulls away a little bit and is able to clear him and maintains that second position as they are both chasing Jonah Colbert at this point in time. He's stepped out to a little bit of a lead. He's got about 4/10 on both of them right now, but again, it's continue to see Garrett run that high line. I think that has a lot to do with his play, wanting to get into the long run this evening when it comes to tire situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to get such a good run off that high side. It's almost like he got another 100 horsepower to do good.
all taking that high line, run a little bit of tire conservation, kind of go back to the field here and see what the battle is. 99 car and the 48 car battling for position, and Brandon Wallace, Alan Warnicki, and I'm sure again I'm using up that gentleman's name. We've got some tight battles back here, 5th and 9th, as they continue to kind of swap positions here a little bit as the front 5 got the single file moving away.
And we just had a pass. Jeremy Braille takes over third, 53 car. And Garrett puts his door even closer on Jonah.
Hey, we watched Jeremy there for quite some time in practice. Awful strong, and really seems to understand this car and this track, what he needs to do to be able to move his car to the front and zero the car. Good to see him having a good night out here right now. As Garrett, again, continues to make a strong run as he pulls to the outside of a current leader, Jonah, and going to try to make a pass for him.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get Jonah off of turn 4 here, coming to the line. Just can't stop that run from the outside.
We have just crossed 12 laps here in our 67 laps of Fight Like a Man 100 here at the Miami Homestead Motor Speedway. Garrett Hinder is now to the point and starting to kind of stretch his here this lead just a little bit. He is pulled away to the 5-car length lead at this point in time.
53 is coming. Jeremy is closing up on the back of Jonah now, setting his sights for Garrett. Big run.
As we continue to watch them battle, I think Jonah is really starting to learn a little bit about paying the price of that, running that lower line and burning those tires up. As Jeremy dives down to the inside going into 3, but I think Jonah's going to be able to hold. Oh, and we have got another caution that's come out. As we go back to the field here and see what happened, everybody's still pointed in the same direction here. Not sure quite where that caution came from. But everybody's still pointed in the right direction here, so not quite sure, Jamie, where that caution came from, but we are under caution. Lap 15 of 67 tonight.
Yeah, why don't we go back and take a look? Might have been some roll bar padding flying out the window of Jonah's driver's side there as he was hoping for a caution to get him in here and get some fresh tires.
Yeah, well, it could have been, a couple water bottles out the window or whatever it is, but I guarantee you here as of shortly, it's going to be feeding time on pit road as these guys have been out there for 14 laps.
We've got some drinkers.
Kind of surprised to see the front runners stay out. We had a few takers, back to the field here, as it seems that
48 to 99 to 77. Well, 48. Yeah, 48, 99 to 77 is what I saw.
Yep, and I'm seeing that as well. So that's going to allow a few of our guys that are mid back in the field. Take a look at some of our top movers in the race right now. Number 55 car, Kenny Lee, picks up 9 positions from where he started. He's currently sitting 9th position after starting 18th. We've got Tyler Rice sitting in 7th position, up 5 spots from his 20th position. So some of these guys coming in, grab those tires to see if that's going to come out and come back to the field. You can definitely see from some of these guys that took tires, like our 48 car of Alan Winecki. He is down 11 spots from his starting position. And Brandon Wallace, who came in and also took tires in that Kool-Aid number 99, he's down 15 positions from his starting position. So we'll have to continue to kind of watch a little bit. see where everybody cycles out. I'm also kind of seeing here a little bit that nope, as he still stays out front, is scoring a time he catches up. I almost thought there for a second, Jamie, that Garrett came down and grabbed some tires.
Yeah, no, he's still at the point. I don't know that he's going to be real happy with that decision, but he had enough to stay out. It's probably not going to bother him, but I just have a feeling that 53 is going to have something to say here pretty shortly after this restart for the lead.
Yeah, he has been strong this evening. Jonah Colbert, jumping out to our early lead there and running that low line. And I think he's learned a lot too, so I've been counting not quite as good yet. We'll have to see how Jonah makes those adjustments as the race continues on. As we're coming around here, still under caution, lap 16 of 67 of our Fight Like a Man 100. Hopefully Jonah was taking notes there. Follows our leaders, through that top line. That's where they really made a lot of time on him during this green flag stop, or during this green flag run as they line up 2 by 2. As the lights are out on our pace car, and we're going to end up going back to green here shortly. The number 29 car of Jesse Nekula, that's up 4 spots now, up in the 6th position. As we've talked many times, Jamie, even during our races, Goat Locker Racing, Xtreme Xfinity Series, Jesse Nekula is one of those sneaky drivers. Doesn't, often qualify up front, but knows how to protect his car, knows how to keep the equipment underneath him. Sometimes always, almost like Kevin Harvick, where did that guy come from? And now finds himself running in 6th place on the outside line, which has been the preferred line this evening.
Yeah, tonight in that Xfinity race again was another example of where did he come from, because we were gapping from 5th on back at one point, and then we're underway.
And we're underway, and Garrett gets a great start. Is able to really pull away as our 2nd place car, Jeremy Brehalt, is fighting to stay in that 2nd position as he dives down low. I think Garrett's going to definitely be able to. Oh, wow. He really gets a run there.
Sure did. I wasn't sure he'd be able to hold the car down and get that kind of run off the inside like that, but he definitely got a good run and closed up on Garrett.
Oh, as we see our pole sitter, Jonah Colbert, get a little bit loose there down the low side. Jesse Nekula is now on his outside. Jonah is really fighting right now to keep up here and stay in touch with our leaders. That, we've seen it all night long, baby. That low side, those cars get really loose.
Yeah, the low side on exit is definitely tough. You can run the low side through the middle of the corner. If you want to really kind of diamond that corner, come in high, take it down to the white line, but you really need to be back out to the outside when you get back on the throttle, or the cars don't want to step out on you.
As we see quite a few of these guys, as you were talking about that, and watching the jet get loose coming out of the corner, we'll head back up front here to Garrett Kinder, who's out front in that number 76 Chevrolet car. He is getting all he can handle from the 2nd place car of Jeremy Brehalt, as we talked about all night long. Jeremy really seems to have this track figured out. He's been able to march his way up the field here a little bit. I think before too long here, Garrett's going to have a big mirror full of that 053 car there, Jamie.
Oh, absolutely. And the whole top 5 is within 1.3 seconds of each other. Oh, Garrett a little bit in the wall. That's going to let the 53 close up on you a little bit more. Definitely, it's tight up here in the front. So any one of these guys could be leading this race within the next 3 laps.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be interesting to see a little bit too. Get a little bit longer of a green flag run. You know, in these ARCA cars, fuel mileage doesn't end up playing a whole lot into it. You know, tire wear at Miami Speedway tends to be a little bit tough, but if we, you know, anxious to see how these cars hold up here on the longer run. If Jeremy Breholt, our second place car, is saving a little bit something, seeing if he can't get a little bit longer run. Continue to kind of cycle down the field. Our pole sitter, Jonah Colbert, is sitting comfortably here in third place. A little bit dicey at the restart, as he got a little bit loose a couple different times, just down on that inside line and pinned down there by a couple different cars, settled in. Number 29 car up 6 positions from where he started, Jesse Nekula, having a great run, solidly sitting in our top 5. Charles Stevens in that 88 car, again solidly in our top 5, big one position down from where he started. Tyler Rice, as we talked about before this restart happened, up 6 positions, his 12th starting position. Having a great run in that Sunny D number 6 car. This has got Josh the Jet Oswald breathing down his neck, number 17 car. Everybody seems to be right now logging laps, single file. Real good battles, as you can see. Kenny Lee up 10 positions, 8 in that number 55 car. Sitting back in 9th position, down from the spots he started. Matt Cleveland having a good solid run still in that top 10, rounding out our top 10. Up 1 position from where he started. He's got a good battle back here from 10 to 15. These guys are nicing it up here a little bit. Running that old, and forgive me, Jamie, what it was, Daytona Racing or Daytona something. He's in that Hornet number 11 car, solidly within our top 10.
Yeah, it's definitely from a video game, and I think it was a Daytona USA game.
There you go.
But yep. It's definitely an arcade paint scheme. Pretty cool to see that get brought into iRacing for those that grew up with Daytona USA. While you're going through the field there, Jeremy earned the Darlington strike at Homestead. But it doesn't look like it's really hurt him too much. He tail in a little bit. He's still hanging right with Garrett in second place.
It seems that lead is kind of everybody in the top 5 seems to at this point in time kind of settled in a little bit. Doesn't seem that anybody's really gaining or pulling away from each other as we have completed 28 laps of our 67 laps tonight at a Fight Like a Man race at Miami Speedway. Eric Kinder now has found himself in the first place position. He's often finds himself here in these ARCA cars. From Reaper Racing. He's got about a 7-10 lead right now over a second place car of Jeremy Breholt. What do you say, Jamie? Let's jump on board the 76 car, Garrett Kinder, and see how he's running this track.
All right, sounds good. Let's see what he's doing.
As we come down here in 3 and 4, running that high line, getting out of it a little bit early. You can hear a little bit of brake. You can definitely see he is fighting a loose car. About the 3/4 mark of exit coming off, being very, very smooth, brakes on the gas. So speed up. Oh man, he is really. As I'm sure a lot of these drivers are fighting in soft condition. And, watching him have to catch the car coming off both ends of the track at this point.
Up against that wall, running the 68 car.
Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick, learning that Reddick line in Homestead. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Tyler Reddick is known for doing that for sure. And we'll go back and take a look at our second place car of Jeremy Brehall and see how he's kind of running this track. We'll look at it from his view as he tries to chase down our leader right now, Garrett Kinder. Again, as we kind of watch as he battles and fights this car, he's running almost the exact same line. He's baby the throttle through the middle of the corner, slowly try to get back to it, and then he's not getting back to full throttle until he's on that straightaway.
Yeah, now he's under fire from Jonah Colbert, who has done a really good job of taking care of his equipment from the early going. When I think he just got a little too anxious and took that lead over and wanted to just kind of run away with this thing. And he settled down and he's just running in third place, staying in contact with Garrett up here. Before long, getting around Jeremy here for second place again.
We got a heck of a battle brewing here, back second, third, and fourth as Jesse Nekula has now brought himself up in the picture as Jonah Colbert has to stick the nose to that number 31 Chevrolet Unique. Getting that drive off the corners we talked about all night long. Unless you're pulling it from that outside line, it is very, very tough to make a pass here. I think fourth place runner right now, Jesse Nekula, is really just going to bide his time and see what Jonah Colbert can do with him.
Yeah. Jesse's going to go wherever that hole opens up, Jesse's going to go right in there with it. Following him through.
We've got ourselves quite a green flag run going right now. As we are 35 laps into our 67 lap race this evening, so we are more than halfway through. Again, see Jonah Colbert stick his nose in there and actually got a good run coming off the two. Still, not quite making it stick as that run on the high side is really paying dividends.
Yeah, it looks like he's probably going to clear him here off of turn 4. Well, Jeremy fights back. You're all even with him going into turn 1.
But I'm telling you, Jamie, I mean, that's one of the great things about the Original Rebels Racing League is Jonah Colbert could have slid up there coming out of 2 and kind of blocked that line, but he understood that high line was going to have that run. These guys are giving each other a lot of space and a lot of respect. It is a lot. Whoa, it's our 53 cars in the wall again, allowing Jesse Nekula to make a pass on him. Move up to third place.
I almost thought we were going to see a crossover by Jeremy, but he decided better on that. Looks like he might have got the wall and get a little bit there. He definitely washed up.
I think he is riding in tight condition.
Yeah, looking like the car is going to go away from it a little bit, but still got a long way to go here. The leaders are definitely going to have to make.
Oh, is he is coming down. 31 car is coming down. So they have been past halfway at this point in time. Decided to come down and grab some tires and some fuel. So we'll have to see how long our leader stays out. He has got a car to his end. Well, he is now on the leader pad. It is going to be interesting to see how long our leader stays out with our second. As Garrett now has come down and hit the apron and is coming to pit lane. It seems it's feeding time right now, Jamie.
Yeah, the 88 car is coming with him as well.
So this is going to mix up our top runners as we're going through a series of green flag stops right now. As Jesse Nekula is also in pit lane.
And it's now put Kid Lee for the 55 cars up in point. Josh the Jet Oswald in second place.
all the cars are making their stops. Ken Leak still out front as he now brings his car down to pit lane. The number 11 car behind him, and whoa, I think he's going to be a little bit too fast coming down there, but he got all he could get coming down pit lane. Because now we've got the number 99 car, Brandon Wallace, out front. We see Justin Nebula come out right behind him. We'll have to see how long he decides to stay out. We have 27 laps to go here in our Fight Like a Man 100 from Homestead, Miami Speedway, and the ARCA Nard Series brought to you by Magic Bike Urbe, the original Rebels Racing. Go back and take a look here as they still cycle through green flag stops. Eric Henderson, 9th right now, but our top 8 drivers still have yet to come to pit lane. So, I know a lot of these drivers right now are hoping that the cycle green flag stops go through, and we'll see how it all ends up playing out. This is going to really mix up the order here. Eric Hinder looks like we'll have to wait for the time of the scoring and everything to catch up to us here, but I've got him scored at 4th place with Jonah Colbert sitting in now 5th or 6th, and Jesse Nicola right behind him. Jeremy Breholt sitting in what would be our 4th position, depending on how this all kind of sorts itself out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, we're looking at different scoring things. What I'm seeing on my end is that Jesse and Jeremy got trapped a lap down.
Okay, so it looks like our 71 car there in Burkhalter is smoking pretty good here, so we'll see if we can't go back and see what happened to him. Do a little bit of a race rewind here, and he's got a lot of damage to the front of that number 71 car. And this is a lot of what these guys don't want to see as we go through green flag stops, and as we see the 71 car. Oh, it looks like a couple guys there trying to come to pit road. Get crossed up, a lot of smoke in front of him. He's trying to avoid and just gets clipped, and down into the inside wall he goes. So those green flag stops get awful tricky from time to time. Looks like that's what caught him up there.
It's a shame. And Jeremy does have to stay behind the pace car. I'm sure he will get the wave around if he doesn't pit.
As timing and scoring continues to kind of sort itself out here, let everybody know where everybody stands at this point in time. For those that stayed out, I mean, they're going to gain some track position for sure. And we will see as the wave rounds continue, and those that stayed out continue to make pit stops here. We'll get the running order all sorted out.
There seemed to be a little confusion going on there. I think Jeremy thought he should have been able to go around the pace car, but iRacing said, nope, you need to stay right where you're at.
It's always tough when you're out there behind the wheel of that car and you're looking at how many laps are remaining and where you're at in the race, and where your tires are at, and what kind of fuel that you need. When do you pit? And when it comes to green flag stops, it's always a gamble. You know, you pit now and hope that the green flag stops go through. It just always ends up being a gamble, and sometimes it works out for you, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, it's always a tough call, and one of the things that I know that I typically will worry about and try to hold off as long as I can. I'm making that green flag stop. Green flag stops are not, it's very easy to make mistakes. We just saw, and sometimes maybe you get caught up in somebody else's mistake, or somebody makes a mistake, brings out the caution, and you get trapped a lap down. So it's always a tough call, but you know, that's what makes it fun. Part of it. Just gotta do the best you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of times under those green flag stops that you were talking about, Jamie, it's a matter of, you know, trying to find your marks, get on the pit lane, knowing that your tires are worn, knowing that they're hot, knowing your brakes are hot, but you don't want to lose time on the track. So mistakes happen, as we saw there. Try to get on a little bit too hot, lose control of that car, collect a couple people up. You know, it just rearranges our order here a little bit. Now you got to go back and start fighting again.
And they were just giving their wave arounds. So we have at least one car, the 53, that will be coming around and join the back of the field.
And as we take a look again at Magic Manzo, you know, ARCA series here, the Fight Like a Man 100, track temperature has actually come down. The air temperature has to 66 degrees. Well, the track temperature has come down to that. Our air temperature has come down to 64.
One to go. When you get there, it looks like they waved off the start. They're going to take another caution lap.
So as this track cools down as the night goes, imagine, Jamie, these guys are going to find a little bit more grip to be able to not have such a loose car, but it still seems like they're fighting.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much that will really take effect on the track with it being a night race. They had what they had. I imagine it'll probably stay the same for most of the race, even though temperature can come down a little bit. But, you know, getting more rubber down on this track, that's actually probably going to make them a little looser. But so far, everybody, I mean, honestly, from what we saw in practice, we've seen a much better race than what I really thought we would see. They've had long green flag runs. So these guys are all doing a really good job of holding on to these ARCA cars, which are not easy to drive to begin with. So a lot of people will look at these ARCA cars and think this is, you know, a beginner series or a little lower level series, but if you've ever driven one of these things, it's definitely not a beginner car.
No, absolutely not. These cars they can be a handful. You know, a lot of times, you know, the Cup Series cars, I'd even want to say a little bit of the Xfinity cars, they always kind of, you know, drive themselves a little bit. When you get behind the wheel of these ARCA cars, these super late models, you really got to know what you're doing. You've got to have a lot of, you know, brake and gas discipline and really understand what that car is giving you to be able to drive around this track. Because, you know, the pace lights are out on our pace car, and we've got to make that left-hand turn down and give control of this race to Brandon Wallace for the first time. Wow, that get a real good start as a 48 car of Alan Becky is now pulled to the outside of him. Jonah Colbert, oh, and he gets loose, and up into the wall he goes.
And we've got the big one at home.
Oh, as they continue to wreck behind him and collect a few cars up. He got into that corner a little bit hot and just sputtered around, as we'll take a look back there. What a tough break.
That's unfortunate. That's a big part of the field that just got taken out right there.
But as we kind of rewind here a little bit, he gets a great restart, sends it down into one, and that car immediately gets loose, tries to save it, hits that outside wall, and from there, a bunch of our drivers get caught up in this big accident here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Tough restart right there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But you know, sometimes you see an opportunity, and you know, maybe your eyes get a little bigger, kind of, you know, get a little bigger than what they should. But Hey, we all make these mistakes. Hopefully, those that got caught up in it have fast repairs and they can get fixed up and get back out here and finish this thing out.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of these times, I've done the same thing, Jamie. You get out there on those cold tires, whether they've been through a heat cycle or you've just got fresh tires. You head off into turn one, especially coming off the long green flag run, and you just think, okay, this car is going to hook up. I've been driving this car for 30 laps now, and everything's been good, but you don't realize that the air pressures haven't built up. You get in there a little bit too hot, get on the binders, and it doesn't want to slow up. And next thing you know, that car is getting way loose on you. You can't seem to quite correct it.
Right. And it's a terrible feeling. And there's just nothing you can do about it. I mean, sometimes you can catch it, but, when you're up front like that and that happens and you try to catch it, you really end up almost making a bigger mess out of it. So, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that a lot of people just got caught up in that, and I know, definitely it was not intentional. Alan has already come over to radio on the race comms and apologized to everyone, and so they all understand because they've all been there too. So, like I said, hopefully we've got fast repairs to use and get back in racing here shortly.
That number 48 car is still beat up, so he must not have this fast repair left for him to utilize. He is still missing that car. Same as their 61 car right behind him. Jacob Billings. And I think he's had a pretty tough night himself. Been wrapped up in a couple of these accidents here. But we got a couple of battered and bruised cars out there trying to finish out this evening. We've got 17 laps left to go. Still, Brandon Wallace in that 99 car up 4 positions from his start and having a great night. A little bit of pit strategy played out in his way as he stayed out a little bit longer. But I got a feeling that Jonah Colbert's going to have a lot to say here when this restart happens, because he's got that outside position.
Oh, for sure. Hopefully, Brandon will take advantage of his leader's prerogative and get off to a good start. Maybe get some distance between him and Jonah. And, Jonah and Garrett get fighting over second place. Maybe Brandon scoots away and gets a win here at Homestead.
I would instead of lining up 2x2 just one time, because the lights are out on this car. They'll take the green flag with 15 laps to go. I'm sure from this point forward there's going to be a lot of take, not a whole lot of give. As we get winding our Fight Like a Man 100 race down from Miami Homestead Speedway, we'll see how some of these drivers start to try to make their way up back into the field. We got Aaron Adcock. We really haven't called his name a whole lot this evening. He's sitting there on the outside line, sitting in fourth with his Dunkin' Donuts, who week in and week out keeps teasing us with these donut cars. So, Aaron, if you watch the race afterward, or if you've got some fans watching with you, there's a thing called DoorDash. We'll be happy to give you our address. Send us some donuts, man, as we get ready to go under green.
And Brandon is off. Good start. Brought Garrett along with him. Garrett moved on to the inside of Jonah as we go into turn one here.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Jonah, wow, as Garrett pushes up a little bit, and they're going to be 3 wide off of 2.
Looks like Brandon's going to back out of it and let those guys go. I don't think he wanted any part of that going on.
Oh, it's Garrett! Oh, pushes up into him, gathers up Jonah, and we have got another big wreck at the front of the field tonight. Oh, that is a shame to see right there.
Brandon Wallace scoots through and takes the lead.
Wow. Like we were talking about before they came to the green, We knew there was going to be a dogfight for sure. But, man, that was tough right there. Grab a little race rewind here and see what happened there with Garrett. Because they were battling side by side there, and they were 3 wide. As they head down off the main, Garrett gets in there pretty hot. Just can't seem to keep that car down and collects up the 31 car, and then the mayhem ensues behind.
And somehow Jeremy Briel got through all of that and has now brought his car back up into second place. I want to say he was running 9th on that restart.
Good to see him back out front. We'll have to see somehow these other guys end up sorting themselves out. Now we've got Josh and Jed Oswald sitting in our top 3. So we got some new faces up front. That wreck right there collected up a lot of our front runners for this evening. Man, you knew it was going to be tough racing there, Jamie. They got the battle in there, 3 wide and everything else. Just wasn't enough room.
Quite sure what's going on here in front. Why? Yeah,
we got a lot of.
looks like a local short track with people protesting for positions up here. I'm not sure how that it works that way here, fellas. iRacing is going to tell you where to line up.
We have got a lot of battered and bruised cars. Even looks like the Jet's got some rear damage to his car at this point in time. 53 car of Jeremy Brehold still looking pretty clean here. Same as the leader Brandon Wallace. That looks like he's got a scrape on that car right now.
And prove me wrong. Josh and Jed is now in second place. I guess iRacing agreed with him and said, yep, you're right. You belong in second place, Jet. Go on, get up there.
Gotta go take a look back. Well, I'm going to say my favorite car this evening, up 10 spots to our 13th position, Dave Jones in that delicious looking White Castle car. And again, somebody else behind it. Matt, if you're listening, jump on the internet, figure out what DoorDash is, and go ahead and take care of your announcement this evening. It's right behind him. We got the McDonald's car. I can tell you right now, Jamie, I can go for a victory.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's been several hours since we ran our Xfinity race, and I had dinner before that, so, I'm ready to eat again.
Kind of take a look down through the field here. Where Garrett ended up coming out. Looks like he definitely had his fast repair left over. And has got that number 76 car sitting in 10th position, all fixed up. We'll have to see how he battles his way back into the field. We got Jesse Necula that was with the runners there. Again, as they got together there in the front of the pack, we got some of those guys back a little bit more here. See how they get going. Lights are out on our base car, and we'll see how Brennan Wallace takes off this time. Now with some new challengers, Josh Oswald, Kenny Lee, and Jerry Brehold, who ran a great race this evening and stayed up front. See how he deals with this restart with 10 laps to go.
What a fast race this has been. We're already inside 10 laps to go. Wow. I mean, these guys, again, they've done a really good job. We've had some wrecks here late, but overall, they have really ran a pretty good race. See what Brandon does on this restart. And he's off. Gets a good jump. He brings Jeremy along with him. Jeremy to the inside of the 17.
Good to see how how Josh.
And Jet with that back end damage has got loose. So far, he's got by.
Oh, and he gets loose again.
And Jeremy now. I thought Jeremy was going to make an easy pass for the lead, but Brandon fought back on the outside. But Jeremy's now in 3 and 4.
Jet gets going again. No caution. Jamie was calling it, and Jeremy Freehold is back out to the front here. 9 laps to go, and on that outside line, pulling away. Second place right now, we got the 99 car, Brandon Wallace, who just wasn't able to pull him off. There on that last restart. We'll see how the, as we got 8, coming to 8 laps to go here, I think it may fight back up to the top. Kenny Lee, our biggest winner of the race so far, up in 3rd position after starting 18th, running a solid race, been able to keep himself out of trouble. Now finds himself on podium position, but has a strong challenge for the time. Shot this evening. We haven't had a chance to really call his name. Up 12 positions from that number 426. And we got Jesse Decula up 5 positions from his 10th starting position, rounding out our top 5.
Yeah, that's Jeremy Briel continues to hold the lead. Brandon Wallace is hanging there with him, staying in his tracks. I'm pretty sure Jeremy's tires are significantly newer than the 99s, but Brandon doing a really good job staying with him. Jeremy now is catching lap traffic. Has to navigate around the 9 car, who stays down and lets the leaders go.
We need to watch the battle up front here. Jeremy Breholder starting to slip away a little bit here. He's going 5 6 tenths. In a second lead over second place, Brandon Wallace. Kenny leads still again. We've got a heck of a battle right now. For 3rd place, we've got 3 cars under a blanket. For the 8 car. We got another caution that has come out. We got a spin back from the field. Oh, and they are still wrecking.
That is not what Jeremy wanted to see.
Absolutely not. Let's do a little bit of a race rewind here. We had a lot of cars get wadded up here in the back. 21 car who already had some pretty significant damage here. And oh my goodness, that 13 car sitting sideways in the track. Alex Faye seems to have collected up quite a few different cars. We'll see where this had started. As we pick it up here, he is parked on the back stretch. And it's, oh my goodness. Seems the 23 car and the 9 car get together and collects up the 13 car. The 13 car locks it down, and a lot of the drivers coming through the smoke just couldn't see him and piled right into the 61 car. What a tough break here. It's winding down the laps. 4 laps to go here.
I imagine we will get going again before we have to do a green-white checker, but Jeremy Briel did not want to see that caution. He saw the end of the race in sight. He had the lead. He still has the lead, but now he's given an opportunity for Brandon Wallace to get a good restart, make things difficult for him. 55 of Ken Lee will now be right there with him, actually starting right behind him. So this is not what Jeremy wanted.
No, as we've watched this race this evening, we've seen some guys that are good on the short run, and we've seen some guys that are a little bit better as the runs go on. And Jeremy Breholm is definitely one of the guys that as the run is going on, he has gotten better. So I'm sure he absolutely, like you said, Jamie, did not want to see this caution come out. Wanted to see it stay green so he could continue to march his way out. But, he is going to be in control of this restart. And we'll see how he's able to get a jump on the field and hopefully be able to maintain it, as we're only going to have a couple laps left here to go in the Fight Like a Man 100, presented by the Original Rebels Racing Network, and us here at Boat Locker Racing calling the race this evening, having a blast hanging out with you.
Always fun on a Friday night. It really makes it fun when these guys put on a good show. If they didn't put on a good show, it would be painful. It would not be any fun at all. But pleasure to do this for these guys. Week in, week out, they really put on a quality race.
They do, and the fun part about it, again, Jamie, I think this makes the third week in a row that we've been able to call the race together. It seems like week in and week out, we're always calling different guys' names. Some of these guys have been up to us around the Garrett Kinder and John Colbert. Week in and week out, it seems as we wind down these races, there are new guys out to the front. Man, they do. They put on a heck of a show for us.
Yes, and again, comers and goers. We can look at our top 5. Yeah, we've got 2 of them that started in the top 5, but the other 3 started 10th. Jesse Necula started 10th. He's now 5th. Todd Schott started 16th. He's now running 4th. And then Ken Lee, biggest mover in the race, started 18th, and now he's up to 3rd. Happens every week in this series. You don't typically see that everywhere.
No, you definitely don't. That's what makes it really, really exciting. It really speaks to the quality of drivers that are within this series, this league. These guys can get out there and make their way up through the field and have these long green flag runs and even some of these shorter ones. So it is going to be really, really interesting to see as we're going to basically come down to a green-white checker here as the lights are out on the pace car. Let's see if Jeremy Brehold here, who's been a long run car, can keep that number 053 car out front in the short run and bring home this victory in the Fight Like a Man.
He's going to have his hands full if he pulls it off. Ken Leap is right there, and Todd Schott in that 426. If Brandon Wallace does not get off to a good start, he's going to be coming, and he's going to be looking to try to take this lead away from Jeremy and steal his flag. And Jeremy, we're off. Wow. Great jump.
Yeah, he definitely took advantage of being the race leader there, controlling the restarts. And the minute that pace car dropped off, he did not mess around and sent that number 053 car out to the lead. He's got that number 99 car by a couple car lengths at this point in time as they head down into 3 and 4. And Brandon Wallace tries to stick it down in there and is pushing up hard.
Brandon got a big run through 3 and 4 to close the gap on Jeremy and put pressure on him.
We are down to the final lap here.
Jeremy's in the wall. He's in the wall.
Oh, no! Brandon Wallace. Kenny Lee.
Necula and Todd taking it 3 wide on Jeremy coming down the back stretch. This is Brandon Wallace's race at this point. Going 2, 3, and 4, coming to the white flag. All he's got to do is just keep it together for one more turn.
Oh, and our number 53 car gets loose again.
And he spins across the start-finish line.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Congratulations to Brandon Wallace. What a finish.
Great job, Brandon Wallace. Congratulations to you and the number 99 car. And as we talked about, Jamie, the number 53 car, Jeremy Brehold had that long run speed. Man, that short run, I mean, just couldn't seem to keep it together as Jesse Necula gives him a little congratulations there. And Garrett pulls to his outside as well. These guys, again, they race with each other on a lot of different series together. So they have a lot of fun together, and it's good to see them beating banging here at the end and giving those congratulations out.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great race. Jeremy, I guarantee you he would like to take that last lap back and get a redo. I think he might have thought there was a little more threat from Brandon than what there actually was, and it looked like he just got into turn one a little too hot. He had plenty of room. Like I said, if he had a chance to do it all over again, I'm sure he would. It's unfortunate, but Brandon Wallace did exactly what he needed to do. He took advantage of the track position. He clearly was not the best car on the restarts. We had watched several restarts here where he would be in the lead, but would lose the lead before they would get back to the start-finish line. But hey, he did what he had to do. He kept himself in position, and he took advantage of the mistake and took the win. So great job by him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems that these guys like to play a little bit of Demolition Derby after the race. I don't think there's a whole lot left in any of these race cars, but kind of going down through our race results really quickly before we can pull some of these guys in and get some great interviews here. Brandon Wallace, our winner from Double Down Racing in that number 99 car, and Kenny Leap in that 55, coming in that runner-up position. Again, the biggest mover of our race, starting 18th and finishing second. One heck of a race there, Ken. Jesse Nekula in that number 29 car, finishing up in third. Jeremy Brehalt with a heartbreaking, finish of fourth in the 53 car. Todd Schott in the 426 from Dirt Affliction. Alan Wernicke, and I'm sure I'm goofing your name up, and you can call me out on it later, in that 48 car, who ran into a couple issues this evening. Garrett Kinder, who led some laps there early, found that outside line, but got kind of caught up in a little bit of an accident there, coming down to 18 to go in that number 76 Reaper Racing car. Number 8 finished Aaron Attic in that number 23 car, Dark Horse Motorsports. Josh Jet Oswald from Full Send Racing, finishing in 9th, and rounding out our top 10 is Stephen McDonald in that 58 car. As we will grab our race winner, Brandon Wallace, and bring him up here with us. Brandon Wallace, this is Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy on us?
I got you, Pat and Jamie. How you guys doing?
Well, probably not as good as you. Heck of a race tonight. Heck of a win tonight. Congratulations to you. Tell me from your seat, especially with some of those late cautions and how things were playing out and the front running order was playing out. Tell me from your point of view, how did the race go?
We had that caution like lap 14, and I figured go ahead and take tires in. Nobody else did, and it would, I'd have 14 laps more fuel than everybody, and then that caution kind of came out in the middle, and then it kind of bunched everybody up, and Carrot and those guys, they had just stupid speed, but he didn't realize he was on cold tires and took out a couple of the other guys, so I was just fortunate to hang on.
Yeah, it seemed to be, throughout the runs of this evening and everything, that, whether they were the cold tires or whether you're running the high or the low lines. So from your perspective, and kind of see you change your line a couple different times during the race, but that high line really seemed to get a run off the corners. So what were you seeing from the driver's seat? What was the best line for you around Miami Homestead Speedway this evening?
Well, I just couldn't run the high line, but it did. Anybody that was on the outside of me, the high line, they just had 7 or 8 more miles an hour. That was the way to go if you could keep off the wall.
All right. Hey, Brandon, it's Jamie. Man, great run tonight. That was really something to watch. I noticed you make that pit stop early on, like you just brought up. And I'm going to tell you, the move of the race, I think, for you was that run you got on Jeremy in the middle of 3 and 4. I think we had about 5 laps to go or so. You got a run on him. No, I'm sorry. It's coming to the white flag. You got a run on him on 3 and 4 that was just, you weren't even close going into the corner, and you were almost up to him by midway. I really think that got into his head and caused him to overdrive that car into 1 because he knew you were a threat. So that was the move of the race. Congratulations on a great win. And so is there anybody you'd like to thank? Any shout outs?
Oh man, I want to thank the Rebels Racing Network and you guys for being there on a Friday night, and you guys did awesome today in that earlier race, man. It was a lot of fun. I got a new computer, so I'm trying to set it up and hurry to get to the race.
Well, that new computer must have given you another 100 horsepower in the hood, man.
I hope so.
Congratulations again, man. That was a great. I was thrilled to call that. Good job.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, congratulations, Brandon, that 99 car on a great win this evening at Miami Homestead Speedway in the Fight Like a Man 100. So we will pull in Ken Leap, our second place car. And man, Ken, you got a copy. That's Jamie and Pat up here in the booth.
Yeah, guys, I got you.
Outstanding run this evening. I mean, we called it a couple different times. Definitely the biggest mover of the race. You know, you started way back in 18th and brought her home second place. Tell us how that race went for you and how you brought that car home in second place.
It was a little tricky, to be honest. I'm sure you guys seen that. Had to dodge a bunch of wrecks and try to guess how much damage you had and ask other guys to help you on looking at that. And pitted pretty conveniently. I like to run low. Most people were running high. It just seemed to be working for me. I don't really like this place, but this is the best I've ever done.
Always like hearing that. You know, when somebody comes across the radio, it's like, yeah, I don't like this place, but end up finishing, second place car, and you really ran a strong race this evening. So as you talked a little bit about avoiding some of those wrecks, and we had a long green flag run there in the middle. What were your kind of thoughts and strategies, whether it was catching the cautions or staying out there during those green flag runs? How are your tires there feeling as running that low line versus that high line?
Oh, I was in desperate need of tires when that caution happened, for sure. It was fortunate that the timing of that.
All right. Well, hey, Jeremy, this is Jamie. Congratulations on your second place finish. Finishing second place at a place you don't like. Go ahead and tell me what you do like, because I won't bother to show up to that one. Congratulations on your run. It was fun to watch. Anybody you'd like to thank? Any shout outs?
Oh, yeah. You guys do an awesome job. Appreciate it. I want to thank the original Rebels Racing League, Matt and Mike and all the guys for doing all the things that they do. I really appreciate it. Had fun here for one time. I'm changing my tune on whether I like this track or not.
All right, man. Sounds good. Congrats again, man. You did great.
Right. Yeah, congrats again, brother. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
All right, it seems like he did earlier today when Jesse Necula finished in second place at the Goat Locker Racing Xtreme Xfinity Series. Wasn't able to get an interview with him then, and it doesn't look like we're going to get an interview with him this evening, Jamie.
Yeah, I think in NASCAR when the top three aren't available, that's a fine, I think. So, Matt, that DoorDash thing, I think Jesse needs to pay up on that.
Yeah, I think, Jesse ran strong earlier this evening and had another strong run tonight here, but I think we're going to have to call him to the NASCAR race trailer here and have a talk with him, and as he doesn't want to address his fans and, of course, hear us here at the Rebel Racing Network and be able to interview him. I get it. We're all a little camera shy from time to time, but Jesse, we want to talk to you, man.
Man.
Stop ducking us.
Can't be ditching out on your media obligations, Jesse. Okay, even Kyle Busch has to give interviews. Okay?
Oh, and Kyle Bushed him. Dang. Well, again, had a phenomenal time here in the booth this evening, calling it for the Rebels Racing Network in the Fight Like a Man 100 from Homestead Miami Speedway. Congratulations to our winner, Mike Wallace. Heck of a race, heck of a run. Had to avoid some late race cautions there, but was able to do so and continue to bring that 99 car home. Big congrats to Kenny Leap, again, our biggest mover of the race. Started 18th, finished second, Jamie. Just a hell of a run there. And then Jesse, why do you keep ducking me? Necula, in that number 29 car. Hopefully somebody's listening and be able to kind of give him a poke in the rib cage there. But, just like the Italian mafia, Jesse, you can't keep ducking us. We'll come find you.
Yeah. Great job by everybody involved in this tonight. That was a fun race. That really was. Yeah, can't wait to do it again.
Yep, definitely stay tuned to the Original Rebels Racing Network. If you haven't had a chance, head over to Goat Locker Racing on Facebook and give us a like, and check us out on Twitch as well. We'll continue to probably call these races here on Friday night, and obviously racing the Goat Locker Racing Xtreme Xfinity Series with the Original Rebels Racing League on Friday nights. But come out and check us out on Sundays, and we'll be calling races on Mondays as well. But for me and Jamie here in the broadcast booth, I had an absolute blast. Congratulations again to our winner, Brandon Wallace, and we'll see you all again.